Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 15th, and it is 7:35 a.m. here in Chicago. So, just a little bit of boxing talk. Let's start with still the talk that's being made about Bud versus Canelo, and if that would ever happen. And I'm hearing, I think from Dante's page, that they said Bud is knocking out big dudes and all of that. I think I'm still in the minority. I'm a Bud fan, of course, but I think I'm still in the minority. I don't want to see him fight Canelo. Before the money idea, which I probably would have gotten into it too, but before the thought of how big the bag would be, Bud made more sense when he said they have weight classes for a reason. Bud himself said that. And as much as I don't like how they overhype Canelo, and I never really liked Canelo at all, he's no scrub, and he's accustomed to 168. He's even accustomed a little bit to 160. So I just wouldn't play that game if I were Bud. I just wouldn't, because Canelo has far more experience at those two weight classes. I don't think they would fight at 168. They wouldn't dare, would they? I know they ain't thinking about bringing Bud to no 168. They must be talking about 160. And even there, I don't even know what weight class they're talking about. But whatever weight class it is, I think it's too big for Bud. Unless it's 154. Again, I just don't think and it's not even a matter of, who's the better boxer at that weight. It's a matter of size, You could take the best and put them at that size. Even pound for pound has its limits, because naturally your body's going to have its limits. So even pound for pound has its limits, That's like putting Sweet Pea at heavyweight and thinking he could win. You know what I mean? So, I just don't think it's a good idea. I know it gets a lot of attention, and it would, be a big fight. It would be a pay-per-view fight, and hell yeah, I would watch it, but I wouldn't, man, if Bud were able to go up so heavy and defeat a fighter like Canelo, even with Canelo's stamina issues, I don't recommend it. And then I don't even see where it's necessary. I don't even see where it's necessary. Like Bud, he was at 140, 147, now 154. And there are so many good fighters even at 154. Like, he doesn't even need Canelo. Now, if you're only thinking about the bag, then yeah, of course, probably nobody would bring in the kind of money Canelo would bring in. Maybe Bud can't get to 140. So, I mean, the next big thing would be like what? Bud versus Tank? And that could never happen, because Bud, the highest Tank would be able to go is 140. So that wouldn't happen. So as far as the biggest possible bag, it's just the fighters aren't in Bud's arena. They're just not, But Fundora, that's a great fight, Errol Spence Jr. Part 2, especially for all the people who felt he wasn't himself. Errol Spence Jr. Part 2, that's a great fight, Is Xander Zayas doing anything yet? I know people didn't want to push him into the water too soon, but Xander Zayas is a beast so far. And let's not forget Boots, man. Let's not forget. I almost forgot about poor Boots. Boots, you got to do something, man. But, so there's a lot of good names. Forget about what, these old people are saying about black fighters together, and forget about all of that. Do you want to see a good fight or not? Whether he's in the ring with a black, Argentinian, I don't know, a Cuban. I mean, when I say black, I mean American. A Cuban. It doesn't matter as long as it's an equally, matched fight. And forget about what everybody else got to say. I mean, I know fights have to sell, but we don't want to get like Leonard Ellerby and just be so full of shit that nobody ever gets to see a great match. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of good fights for Bud. If I were him, I wouldn't put a dime in the pockets of Teofimo or Ryan Garcia because they're disgusting racists. Don't give them any shine, Bud. Don't give them any money. So I wouldn't, even Bud being, my fighter, I would not watch that fight if he were to fight any of those racists, that think it's cool to come out and attack black people. I wouldn't do it personally, but that's on you guys if you want to support that. But I just don't think Bud should fight Canelo. I don't think so. Like Bud said, when he wasn't as famous or wasn't offered as big a bag, there are weight classes for a reason. But give me your thoughts. Maybe there's something I'm not considering. I just don't see why he would want to put himself at a disadvantage like that. But give me your thoughts. I think Bud versus Spence too is a very, very, very good idea. And I know a lot of people say no, it's not because they're just two different levels. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think so, but a lot of people don't think so. And a lot of people feel like Spence wasn't himself and they want closure, give them that closure. I think it'll bring a lot of, especially imagine if they hype the fight up where now Spence, if you were to get another opportunity with Bud, you gotta really, really do a 180 in people's minds. Like you gotta talk your shit. You gotta say, this time I'm healthy, I'm ready, and I'm stepping. Just do the same thing before the first fight. Don't act like, don't have people thinking it's going to be a waste of their time. Have people thinking, oh shit, this might be, a new and improved Spence. And if so, Bud shouldn't be Errol Spence's next fight. It should be like maybe the one after that. But damn, I forgot. Bud's getting old, you guys. I mean, eventually he's going to be too old where he's going to have lost a step. So that kind of sucks. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Have a good day.